It's no secret that some kid shows and cartoons are not afraid to handle some darker topics in serious tones. Sometimes it's themes like relationship or drug abuse, and other times it's terrifying, nightmare-inducing characters. But these shows decided to go one step further and introduce the single most evil being in existence, the devil. So today, we're going over 12 appearances of Satan in kid shows. Hunson Abadeer from Adventure Time. Also known as the Lord of Evil, this character is the ruler of the Nightosphere, an alternate dimension inhabited by demons, and closely resembles something like hell. Hunson is demonic, cold, calculating, and is even described as deathless, meaning that he literally can't die. On top of that, he is capable of stealing souls and enjoys devouring them. Hunson gains his powers through the Nightosphere amulet, a magical artifact that will transform its wearer into a powerful demon and give him or her the abilities to suck the souls of the living. While not completely evil, he shows care to very few things like his daughter Marceline, though it's safe to say that Hunson represents the Satan, the devil, of the Adventure Time world.
Devil's Food Cake from the Bugs Bunny Show. In this episode, after Yosemite Sam robs a bank and hijacks an airplane, he crashes straight onto the ground via a fake parachute. The crash kills him, and he ends up in hell where he meets the devil. Yosemite is at first mortified to discover that he's going to hell, but ends up making a deal with the devil. If Yosemite Sam can bring Bugs Bunny to hell, then he will be spared. He returns to Earth and tries to kill Bugs Bunny, but fails twice. The episode ends with Yosemite Sam challenging the devil to capture Bugs Bunny himself, as he laughs in his devil costume.
Big D from Class of 3000. For those who don't know, Class of 3000 was a highly promoted and extremely hyped show from the Cartoon Network back in 2006. However, fell quickly into obscurity due to behind-the-scenes drama and a lawsuit concerning the ownership of the show. No matter how short-lived the show was, it still managed to produce an appearance from everyone's favorite fallen angel. The episode in question is titled, The Devil and Little D, which starts off with Sonny, the schoolteacher, getting offered a contract on career day. He of course turns it down, as it's seen earlier in the show that he has no interest in that kind of life anymore. But the same contract is then offered to Little D, and of course he signs on, now understanding that he is literally selling his soul. He quickly realizes that he's not allowed to play his own music and is forced to play advertisements. Eventually, the kids bring in a lawyer who suggests that they challenge him to a fiddle competition. In the end, Sonny takes Little D's place in his contract, but when he goes to record, he intentionally sings horribly, commenting that he's not feeling very soulful. Essentially, it's a parallel between the devil and scumbag tactics that networks and record labels use in order to force producers under their brand. However, one thing should be noted. The song in the episode is called All We Want Is Your Soul. Hot, Bothered, and Bedeviled from Animaniacs. In this episode, the Warners themselves end up traveling to hell and confronting Satan himself. Not a character that represents Satan, or a character similar to Satan. This literally is the devil himself, and his three-headed hound. Later on, the Warners take a boat ride with the Grim Reaper to Purgatory before being stopped by the devil. They're kicked out and end up in heaven with St. Peter. The depiction of Satan was so realistic that the episode was actually almost banned. But that's not quite surprising, as Animaniacs has a history of lewd and inappropriate content that the creators always try to sneak into their episodes.
Lucius Heinous the 7th, from Jimmy Two Shoes. This Canadian TV show aired on Disney XD and follows the adventures of a 14-year-old kid named Jimmy, who lives in the town of Miseryville, infested with monsters and demons. Dictator of Miseryville is Lucius, a demon-like creature who aims to make the town more hellish than it already is. He's stubborn, hot-headed, sadistic, and is basically the devil. His father is named Lucius the 6th, which is a reference to 666, the number of the beast, and his son is named Beezy, referencing Beelzebub, which is another name for the devil. The original idea for the show was to have the city be underground and for Lucius to be called Lucifer, ruler of the underground. This idea was scrapped to make the show more kid-friendly.
Peaches from Rocko's Modern Life. In the episode To Heck and Back, Heifer chokes on a rib cage and suffers a near-death experience. In it, he is sent to a place called Heck and meets a character named Peaches. Peaches is a demon-like figure shrouded in a darkened hood throughout most of the episode and is in charge of Heck. Also, Peaches likes playing with a paddle ball and has never beaten his personal record of 665. It's also revealed that he often tries to lure his victims into Heck, such as Heifer. The Red Guy from Cow and Chicken. In the pilot episode of Cow and Chicken, the Red Guy is portrayed as the devil, as he attempted to drag Chicken to hell after convincing him to smoke. This is the only time where he's closest to his satanic origins. In future episodes, the Red Guy would become more mischievous and acts as the rival to Cow and Chicken. However, he still retains his devilish appearance, and sometimes is even referred to as the devil.
Hello! It's me, the devil. I stand for all that is bad.
He's completely naked with no hair, horns on his head, a pointed tail, and is also completely red, closely resembling a demon.
Beelzebub, from Darkwing Duck. The name Beelzebub is one of many names used for the devil and is often associated with him in media. In Darkwing Duck, Beelzebub, also known as the devil or Lucifer, is the one in charge of hell and in charge of bringing new people in. He has a goat-like appearance, with large horns, a goatee, and a pointed tail. He's also seen holding a trident. In the episode titled Dead Duck, after crashing into a brick wall, Darkwing Duck ends up in a deep cave where there's a long line of people. It's there where he meets Beelzebub, who shoves people into the fiery depths of hell. Venommmyotismon, from Digimon. This devilish creature is the megaform of Myotismon, the king of darkness and the primary antagonist in the anime Digimon. He looks 30 to 40 feet tall, with horns on his head and giant hands. He also resembles a Baphomet, with half his body being human and the other half resembling a goat, a Baphomet being a worshipped pagan god, and is often associated with Satanism. Venommmyotismon's appearance resembles something like a Baphomet, something like the combination of a demon and a vampire. Interestingly, in the Nintendo DS game Digimon World Dawn and Dusk, Myotismon digi-evolves into Venommmyotismon after reaching at least level 66, with 6,666 Beast experience points. He is truly one of the most evil and powerful foes in the Digimon world.
Unicron, from Transformers. According to the Transformers lore, in the very beginning of the universe, order and chaos existed within an entity known as the One. The One is an extra-dimensional being who is described as the sentient ore of the universe. In order to explore the vast universe, the One first created Unicron and then divided in half to create Primus. Whereas Primus is the creator god of the Transformers and a multiversal force for good, his brother Unicron is the exact opposite. Known as the Lord of Chaos, or the Planet Eater, Unicron is an all-powerful, multiversal force for evil. His goal is to consume the multiverse and bring an end to all that is around him. He is a corrupted being, stronger than his brother in combat, the embodiment of evil, able to transform into a giant mechanical planet, and can create tainted worlds. Worlds in which everything one knows is wrong, black is white, up is down, and so on. He also frequently makes deals with others, such as the Decepticons, promising them new powers in exchange for their services. Both brothers represent the basic concepts of reality: good and evil, light and dark, order and chaos.
Him, from Powerpuff Girls. Him needs no introduction. He's one of the most known and powerful characters in Powerpuff Girls. And while not a direct symbolism of Satan, Him's appearance and feats are noteworthy for having a devilish style. Most notably, his voice, which echoes sinisterly.
Oh, Mr. Clappers, am I the only one who hates those miserable little brats?
In the show, his name is so evil, so vile, so horrible, that it can never be said. His powers include brainwashing, transformation, telepathy, and even immortality, and he stands as one of the strongest foes the girls have ever had to face. In Powerpuff Girls Z, Him is a devil who brought chaos and destruction to Tokyo City, before being defeated by 3 heroes. In Grim Tales, a fan-made webcomic, Him is the ruler of the land of tainted souls, and is the father to his half-demon, half-human daughter.
GIRATINA from Pokemon. This item is more of a theory that many fans of the show have crafted after the appearance of a godlike Pokemon known as Arceus. In the game, it is said that Arceus created the Sinnoh region and a group of 3 Pokemon known as the Creation Trio. Their names are Palkia, Dialga, and Giratina respectively. While Arceus represents creation, Dialga represents time, and Palkia represents space, it is theorized that Giratina represents hell and possibly Satan himself. It may seem like a stretch, but why don't we list all the weird parallels between Giratina and Judeo-Christian mythology? Number 1. The creature lives in a place called the Distortion World, which has a strange hellish landscape, and it is said that he'll actually drag the souls of dead Pokemon as he tends to linger in cemeteries. He was also banished to this Distortion World for being, and I quote, too violent. You will often see him fighting in the movies or games he's affiliated with, most oftentimes with the others of the Creation Trio. Number 2. He has 6 ribs, 6 legs, and 6 spikes, along with 2 horns. However, in order to see his 6 legs, you would have to get him into his altered form. The third thing about him is that he has a few hidden abilities on his move list. Pressure, when in his altered form. Levitate, when he's in his origin form due to being ethereal, and also that being the form he uses to transform between dimensions. And finally, one hidden ability that not all may know about: telepathy. Now, why would one overly violent, banished creature need telepathy? For when he has the ability to crush you just by becoming physical. Does anyone else see Fallen Angel here? Or could all this be just coincidence?